All right, I'm live. I did make it. Yeah, better late than never. So, yeah, I was going to tell you about a song I wrote while I was in prison, and I got a pack of cigarettes for it. Yeah. And the guy I wrote it for, his name was Red, and he lives in the same town I do, and I've talked to him a few times, and he's still waiting to get off probation, but told me it was for his girlfriend's birthday, and I wrote the notes and the lyrics and everything, and then I played it for him, and he sent it to her, and he said, she played it for me on the phone. She figured it out, and I tell you, man, they're still together, as far as I know. I need to give him a call maybe tomorrow, tell him I did this show. It's running a little late, but I just thought I'd see, come on, I got to get back into doing these videos. I'm going to be on Matt Cox's channel tomorrow in the morning. Matt Cox. I'll put a link down there below. But if you haven't seen Matthew or Matt Cox's channel, he's a hell of a character. So he's been on my channel a few times, but I've never really been on his. So here we go. We're gonna do that tomorrow. I'm trying to do I don't know. I haven't done a lot of videos, so I need to start doing those again. And I'm going to play my little intro here, and we'll get back to you, and we'll see if anybody's on here. Let's see here. It's a little song I also wrote in. Did I write this in prison? Maybe. Yes. And that's my little intro. This is Federal Prison Talk. My name is Sean. I did a 52-month sentence in Florence, Colorado, in the federal prison camp. That's the minimum, the lowest you can go in the level of prisons. So if you have to go to prison, the camp is the best one, I guess, out of the feds. States have camps too. There's fire camps and work camps. Ours is a work camp. Everybody has to work in a camp unless you're like some disabled or over 65, or you know how to fool the doctor and get a lot of guys, I got a bad back and all that, and they get the paperwork and they don't have to work. And that's kind of the rich guys in the prison. Yeah, there's rich guys in prison, believe it or not. You know what? They got 20 pairs of shoes, all this commissary. They're living large, man. Yeah, well, yeah, they pay people to clean their cell, they'll do their laundry, iron their clothes. I'm surprised they don't pay people to brush their teeth for them. Some of these guys just never learn, I learned. If you're going to federal prison and you're on pretrial right now, so chances are you're going to go to a camp or low. Probably not going to a penitentiary because they let you out until you get sentenced while you're waiting to go to prison. I had to wait 4 years, not knowing if I'm getting probation or 20 years or 10 years. They just kept putting it off. I had this leadership role. Who, me, a leader? Yeah. Well, apparently I did. I had 9 co-defendants. 5 went to prison. The other 4... I wonder why they didn't go to prison. Well, you could only guess. Maybe a couple of them got the cases dropped, but feds don't like to drop cases, man. They really don't. So this is Federal Prison Talk. I'm going to tell you about a little song I wrote with this guy named Red. He gave me a pack of smokes. So cigarettes can go anywhere for a pack. It's a pack of Marlboros, right? Shit. You go to penitentiary, man. It's $20 and you're not even going to get a Marlboro. You're going to get a rollie for $20 if they want to sell it to you. Because, there's times when it's just a drought, man. They have to manipulate and con their guards and threaten their families and do whatever they can to get somebody to bring in cigarettes. At a camp, we got no fence, out of bounds signs, and the road goes by. And at night, things are dropped off at the side of the road. Just that easy. I'm not giving those secrets away. So the guards know. See, the staff, the correctional officers, the guards, whatever you want to call them, when they work at a camp, they know they're going home at night and their family's not going to get threatened. Although, sure, maybe it could be for something else, but they know they're not going to get manipulated into bringing something into the prison because the inmates handle that. We don't need you, so these could still get caught and all that stuff. And there's shakedowns and lockdowns, and they let you know who's in charge. And, you might get 3 days in a row or you forget you're in prison, they'll remind you on that fourth day, and they will remind you. Prison, yeah, well, it is, it isn't. If you're out on pretrial and you're watching this, probably going to low or a camp, and I'm going to tell you, you're going to be fine as far as being somebody's bitch or violence, and hey, drop the soap all you want. Nobody's going to pick it up. If they do, run like hell. No, but the politics aren't the same. There's politics. Don't get me wrong, but they're nothing like in a penitentiary. Yeah, I mean, I walked out there. Mexican friends, black friends, Samoan friends, Filipino, Korean. I could sit at any table I want. Yeah, they segregate the tables. Kind of. There's some mixed tables. TV rooms, pretty much Texas room. There was a black room. There was they had a geeks and freaks room, but it ended up being like gay guys. And then, yeah, there was gay guys there. But they're not chomos. There's a difference, guys. So chomos are not allowed in a camp. Any sex offenders cannot go to a camp. Can't go. They go to the lows, and there's a lot of them there. So many of them there. They're protected species now. You can't even walk up to them and say, I understand you're here for a sex offense charge. You will go to the SHU for asking that question. They will not. Yes. And don't get me started. I don't want YouTube to cut me off. So anyways, cut it out. Anyways, let's see. Hey, Wesley in the room? Wow. All right, Wesley's watching. What's going on, Wesley? Wesley's getting time. Wesley, you still waiting? What's going on, man? Yeah, I'm going to show you this little song I wrote. So here's the story. So he ended up giving me about a pack of cigarettes for this. So he comes up to me and he says, hey, man, my girlfriend's birthday's coming up. He knew I played guitar all over this prison. I sat by the side of the road. I wrote songs. I maybe I only play an original song I wrote tonight. Besides the intro one, I probably wrote 30 songs in there. You can remember about 10 of them. This one I decided to write down. So he approached me and he said, hey, man, can you write me a song for my girlfriend's birthday? I go, well, I'm in prison. We can't record on a cassette tape or a disc how do I? He goes, just write me the words and the notes and stuff like that. And I go, oh, I could probably do that. And I could play it for you. And hopefully she can take the words and the notes and maybe she'll play it the way I did. Maybe she won't. And let me work on it. So I said, well, you got to tell me about her. What's your relationship like? How'd you meet her? What's going on? And so first I'll show you the notes that I took from him. Then I thought I had the original. I have most of the song. So I'll play most of it for you. Because I got sheet music. Well, I hand wrote, with the 5 bars and, the signature and, music notes. Music paper. So I had to make my own in prison because they didn't have it. And I should have copied it because we do have copy machines in prison. It's 15 cents a copy. And you have a bank account in prison. It's not just for commissary, guys. You can use it for your emails, which are 10 cents a minute. You can use it to download MP3 songs because they sell MP3 players. They're about $90. They are rechargeable. They do have FM radio, and about every week you have to go and put your username and your password in. You have to reboot it, re-up it, so that way you can't sell it or somebody steals it. At the end of the week, it's no good unless they kind of put a gun to your head and force you to reboot. I don't know if reboot it, refresh it, so to speak. And there's a fingerprint thing and it's these little rooms. They have not quite the internet or a laptop and stuff, but it's a screen, and they have 3 things. They have email, they have a list of the MP3 songs, and they have quite a lot of songs. They're $2. Sometimes there's a sale, $1, and then there's a bulletin board, and it's basically prison kind of info. But to log on, you have to use your fingerprint, and you have a password or pass number that you put in. So it's kind of difficult for somebody to access your files. You can also check your balance on your prison bank account. And how much can you have on that bank account? I've heard people have $10,000. If you don't have a restitution, you'll be okay. If you got a restitution, after you've been there a few months, they start taking that money. They take at least 30%. There's a little calculated equation that they use. 30% plus how much time you got left and how much you got on your account, blah, blah, blah. But, I had $1,100 saved up because Walt Pavlo, thank you, Walt Pavlo. He's still on YouTube, but he's teaching criminology courses now. He's been in prison. He kind of does what RDAP Dan does. and what I'm kind of doing now too. So a little prison consulting business. Haven't been doing it as long as Walt or Dan, but I work really hard to do that. I've had quite a few clients, and I've gotten them an RDAP and character reference letters, and there's a whole. You can read about that underneath. Click on any of those links. So Walt, I called him up while I was on pretrial. I saw his videos. I said, man, I need some help. I got some questions. I don't have no money. Feds froze all my bank accounts. I'm barely making the rent here at a clean and sober house. That's what I had to do to stay out. And he helped me out with that, answered a bunch of questions, helped me write some letters to the judge, and he put $100 on my books every single month, and he never missed a month. So I'm hoping to do that again for somebody else, pay it forward. So, Walt Pablo, thank you very much. So I had $1,100 saved up after about, I don't know, was it $1,100? Yeah, because some family sent me a couple $100. I didn't even know my family cared for me, let alone, send me money. It's right after Christmas, and January comes, and man, they took $700 out of that $1,100, left me with $400. And then, when I finally left the camp, I think I had $300 on the account because they just kept taking it, man. They take a lot. If you got a lot saved up and you got a restitution, one day you check and your balance is gone. What the hell? So, anyways, let me see if I can pull up this some notes here. Go to the share screen and share this window. And let's see here. See if this works here. Oh, it's coming up there. That's not quite working. Let me try something else. Stop sharing. It worked earlier. I'll get it, guys. I'll get it. I hit the share screen button. Entire screen. Screen 2. Share it. And we'll go down to. Here's the notes. Yeah, they coming in? They were there. Okay, where's my notes? Notes. All right, so these are the notes I took. July 12th, 2018. So he says, Christine, I says her name and his girlfriend's name. So he says, I'm always in and out of prison. I live the street life. Drugs has always been a part of my life. We fell in love on our first date at the Japanese kitchen, excuse me. I've made bad choices in my life. He has 5 wonderful kids. She has the most beautiful green eyes and red hair and a voice an angel can have. See, I told him, there you go. There's a song that angel thing, and I wrote a song all on my own about it. Angel in the Sky. Okay, maybe that triggered it. And I'll sing that for you too. So it says, we first kiss was at a park. We first kissed? I think he wrote this. Our first kiss was at a park. Yeah, that's not my handwriting. That's his. I was nervous. I had showed up with a rose that I bought from a gas station down the street. Yeah, this is his writing. No matter how bad times got, she's still by my side. She's still by his side now, as far as I know. Last time I talked to him. She has hard times believing that I love her. She's the blood that runs through my veins, the beat that keep my heart alive. And so from all this, I wrote this song. Let's see if I can pull it up. It shows if it lets me. And here's the song. And so, like I said, I guess it was just, I was still working on it. It was a half-finished song. I mean, I finished it when I gave it to him. You know how much I tell you a pack of smokes? So some prisons, man, $500 for a pack of smokes, maybe. Some places, $200. A lot less in camp, but it was a big deal to me. Packs could go for $100 in that camp, easy. And I wrote the song, and that was my hustle, selling songs. Anyways, it went something like this. let's see. Let me read it for you, then, because I haven't played it since really then. Well, if someone asks me where I've been, I saw that was crumpled. So I have that. Well, if someone asks me where I've been, it's either on the streets or in the pen. Because thugs and drugs are my only friend, but now I'm getting close to coming home again. Lately, I've been hearing voices, remembering all my bad choices. There's one decision I made that's right. A girl named Christine who gives me light. She has the voice of an angel, only heaven knows. It was love at first sight when I bought her that rose. Green eyes, red hair, I can't resist. I was never so nervous as our first kiss. She's the blood that runs through all of my veins. It's my love for her that stops all my pains. I hang with thugs and I deal these drugs. Hanging with thugs and dealing and something my best. See, this is where this is my first draft, so I guess I didn't finish it. Well, now that I'm getting close to the door, I don't want to live that life no more. I'm short to the door, no matter how bad times can be. Bad times hurt me. So I guess I have another copy to find, and I might have it. I think I saved all my. But here's kind of how it went. Someone asked me where I've been. It's either on the streets or in the pen. 'Cause thugs and drugs are my only friend. We're getting close to the door again. Lately I've been hearing voices, remembering all my bad choices. Something like that. There's one decision I did that's right. Girl named Christine who gives me lies. Well, green eyes, red hair, I can't resist. I was never so nervous as our first kiss. She's the blood that runs through all my veins. It's my love for her that stops my pains. And then I can't remember the rest. So hugs, well, thugs and drugs. Well, I hang with thugs and I do them drugs. That's my only friend. I can't remember what it's like to live a normal life again. I made bad choices, that's what I did. I get home and I got 5 kids. They're just waiting for dad to go back to prison again, you know. If you know what I mean. Now I got this girl, Christine. I gotta live my life different now. I gotta do something while I still can. Something like that, man. It was something like that. But it's been a few years. 2018, that's 5 years ago, man. Something like that. And hey, I got some pictures to show you from prison or about prison or like prison. See if they show up. And let's see here. Okay, I want to show you a few pictures. So here's Florence. If it doesn't do what I think it might do, yeah, it's gonna do that, huh? Let's see. It stays. Stay. That's not letting me. But that's kind of it, but it's small. Let's see. Well, I'm still learning all this. So, I had to. I don't know why it's playing with me. I had it there. Here's an aerial view of Florence. And it keeps switching around. That's kind of that's the penitentiary across the street from Florence. And if you look up the Florence camp, they keep showing you the penitentiary or the medium. What's this next one? Touch me in the guitar, but that's not. I gotta be careful. I don't know what pictures are on here, so see. I don't think there's anything bad. Oh, hey man, I hope this shows up. Come on. I want to show you this one. Where'd it go? I want to show you. If it lets me. Okay. All right. So I've had this guy on my show. Not Saul Goodman, but the real Saul Goodman from Albuquerque. And I've met him. I've been on my show. The last show he's on, we talked, had an hour and a half. His number's up there. This is Adam Oki. Now, Adam Oki, he, if you look him up on YouTube, too, I'm going to put the link. He was on Vice. And he did a little story about his life. Grew up in the war zone. War zone is a bad place here in Albuquerque. It's kind of like the Tenderloin in San Francisco, where I'm kind of from. But he grew up, welfare cheese and government cheese and powdered milk, and I remember too. We had it too. They even had canned chicken that you could get, and the powdered milk. I don't know if you guys are as old as me, but they had this government cheese. It was like Velveeta or something. It was actually pretty good, and they give you powdered milk, and trying to make it and keep it cold, and people put extra milk in it. Now I don't think they have any government food. I mean, they give you food stamps. Back when we were growing up, it was paper money. It was fake money. It looked like Monopoly money, but it was called food stamps. Now it's just on a card. But he grew up in a bad neighborhood. Like his mom was selling his food stamps. Mine too, for alcohol and cigarettes, just like his mom. And anyways, he went to jail a whole bunch of times. He got straightened up here and there, when he stayed with his aunt for a while, but then he became an MMA fighter. I don't know what his rank is, but it's pretty high up there. But he's done the whole drug world and, all that. And he turned it all around and, found recovery and stuff, went to college, right? Went to the University of Mexico here. And, he had a relative, I think, that wasn't a lawyer once. Anyways, he found out a felon can be a lawyer. Now he's a lawyer. He's doing criminal law now. True, he started off with, I think, accident. He says accident attorney. That's one of his old. He was doing family law and accident attorneys, or what when you have an accident and ambulance chaser jobs. But anyways, he does criminal law now. That's what he's always wanted to do. But he had to work into that. So if you guys are out of federal prison, even state prison. Adam's got a deal. So we cut a little deal here. I'll send clients his way that are out of prison. And what he can do for you is get you off probation early. Now, the Fed say you got to do at least half your time to get off probation. I think he can even go a little earlier than that. Now, it's going to be $1,000 or $2,000. He also does expungements, even for federal. He can do this in any state, guys. Get you off federal probation early. I think after a year, he can get you off. And the number's on the screen here. I'll have a link below. And he can do expungements. And, if you give him my name, you'll get a little discount. In turn, he's sending me clients that are on pretrial. Now they got this no bail thing going here in New Mexico, too. So they're letting pretty much everybody out unless you're really violent. And I say really violent because even violent ones they book you, they fingerprint you, they do all that. And then the next day or two, you're out until sentencing. Because, it is supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. Don't get me started on what the feds do. With the whole indictment thing and grand jury that you never get to meet or see or face your accusers or anything. They decide you're guilty, and then they come to you, hey, we've decided you're guilty. We're going to have a chance to prove your innocence. I don't see that in the Constitution. Well, who made – there was a grand jury hearing. I didn't get to come, and you won't be able to come. Who was there? It's none of your fucking business. Who was the jury? Don't I get to face my accuser? No, you don't. Not in the feds. But we got you on conspiracy. You couldn't think of anything else conspiracy. To get indicted – you just need a reasonable doubt. I thought a reasonable doubt was if I can prove a reasonable doubt, then they have to acquit me? Not in the feds. No, they prove a reasonable doubt and you're guilty. None of this is in the Constitution, is it? haven't read that part of the Constitution. I don't know. I'm lost, man. So you've proven me guilty, but now, depending on how bad you think I am, I can be locked up the whole time awaiting sentencing because I'm innocent until proven guilty. But you're going to lock me up anyways, and then I get to go sentenced. And sometimes you don't even get credit for being locked up. Like if you're on pretrial and you miss a court date or go out of town, like you didn't know you're supposed to, or you have a curfew, or you go see a co-defendant you were supposed to see, an a girlfriend, like had a fiance and can't talk to her no more. I found out later she called me when I was wearing a wire one day, and you know what I told her? I really wasn't angry because I pretty much told them everything about me. They had everything, and if you get 2 points off your sentencing guidelines if you tell on yourself, right? Of course, they try to get you to tell on other people while you're doing that. That's why you got a lawyer next to you. So no, you just tell on yourself. Any other names, it's your problem. But I told her, had you not have met me, you probably wouldn't be going to prison. And all my friends say, you don't know that. She was kind of doing drugs and everything else. Yeah, but that prison bound? I don't know. So I told her, you tell me anything you want. I hope you get a good deal. And I'm still not really angry with her. Of course, I'm hurt. And it didn't take her but 3 weeks later to find another guy. And we were engaged. But they told me I couldn't talk to her. So I looked her up on Facebook one day. And I opened up a different Facebook account and told, but it's me. And she called my pretrial officer, and they called me, and they could have thrown me back in jail. And I still had 3 years to go on pretrial before I was going to get sentenced. And I've been told, you violate that pretrial, and they lock you up until sentencing, you get no credit time served, none. I mean, three extra years for nothing because I was 4 years on pretrial, guys. They wanted everybody underneath me to get sentenced first to make sure I got the most time. But I ended up getting 52 months. So they all got less than that. Man, they had a scared think of 12 years, 14 years in the beginning. And they'll do that at first. These numbers are going to be high. They go down. They don't always go down. They don't always go down. I know some of you guys, we were just talking about when they get 18, 15 years for like 2 ounces of pot. Judge tore him. Wesley, you know what I'm talking about too if you're still on here. See, judges can go up. They can give you a lot more time than you expected. But normally, they tend to go down if you can kind of convince them you're changing along the way while you're on pretrial. Letters and all that stuff are important, what you say to the judge. And just being prepared. There's lots of ways to prepare. And, the letters that your family and friends write to, be careful. You can go on the internet and get templates all day long. Judge, here's number 334. Put that in that pile. I haven't read this one before. Of course he has. So you come up with an original one? Sure, you come up with an original one. But it's never going to be really original. I mean, but you want to come up with the best letter you possibly can. It's going to change that judge's mind. He's going to give you like the less amount of time that he's ever given somebody else before. But that's what you aim for, guys. That's what you aim for. Okay? And along the way, you try to change your ways. Take a look at your life. So, take a look at your life. So a friend of mine, Mark Lindholm, done a show with him. He's a comedian who still goes to prisons and does his show. But he says, I like this, what he says. So you're mad, everybody's innocent in prison. Well, what if you got sentenced for everything you ever got away with? Everything that you've ever got away with in your life. And don't tell me, I've never gotten a traffic ticket. Changing 4 to a 3 on this book. And, I only had one beer and I drove and, it was a wedding and I never got caught. And how many times did you do that? And, how many times were you texting on your phone? There's lots of crimes. You ever bought drugs? You ever bought marijuana? You ever bought alcohol when you were 19 and you're supposed to be 21 and somebody gets it for you? All these things are crimes. But what if you had to do time for everything you got away with? How much time would you get? Me? Shit, I don't know how many lifetimes I would have got. So be happy that you're going to prison for what you think is innocent. Because, man, if they got you for everything you've ever really done, shit, man. So look at it like that. So time to change. Like that song I wrote for Red, he's really thinking about it. I got 5 kids at home. I got this girl who loves me. She's waiting for me. Am I going to go back to He's not, because I even called him up one day to ask him to go to karaoke. I didn't even, it's at a bar and stuff, but he, I was still on probation. I wasn't going to drink or anything. And I told him we're not. He said, man, I'm still on probation. I'm not even going. I'm not going to a bar. I don't care if it's karaoke, man. I'm not playing around. So he didn't want to, I don't blame him. I finally got off probation last year, the end of last year, and sometimes I feel like I'm still on it, man. Been on it leash forever, guys. It was 2011 when I got indicted, or my house got raided. A year later, I was indicted. But it's been a long time, guys. But anyways, this guy here, the real Saul Goodman, right? He'll fight for you. I should have put up one of his commercials up because they're good. I'll do it another time. But here's the number. You call him. And 505-433-4953. That's 505-433-4953. He'll fight for you. Need a lawyer? Need a criminal lawyer? Better call Adam Oki. Anyway, you see that, Adam? Better call Oki. No, not that kind of Oki from Skamoki. That's Adam Oki. And I'll put some links up and stuff. But yeah, he's the real Better Call Saul. I'm telling you that. So let's see here. Stop this sharing. And I'm just going to be on here a couple more minutes. I think I'll do this little song I wrote about an angel in prison. And I'll probably call it a night. I just wanted to get back into doing some videos. Tomorrow I'll be on Matt Cox's channel, Matthew Cox. The Treasury's Most Wanted, or is it the IRS's, or the Secret Service's Most Wanted? Hell of a character. Gotta check him out. She was my angel right before my eyes. There she was, my angel. She's right there in the sky. She's right there in the sky. There she was, my angel right before my eyes. There she was, my angel right there in the sky. She's up there every night. Something you can be. It's a mystery, 'cause there she was, my angel, right before my eyes. Oh, there she was, my angel, right there in the sky. She's up there every night. Oh, there she was, my angel, right before my eyes. Oh, there she was, my angel, right there in the sky. I wouldn't lie. You gotta look up in the sky if you wonder why. 'Cause there she was, my she was my angel, right there in the sky. She's up there every night. Oh, oh. Something like that. Anyway, it's always a work in progress. But it's called There She Was, My Angel. So I think I'm going to call it a night. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Catch me on Matthew Cox tomorrow. And leave me comments. Give me some ideas for videos. And if you need some help on that pretrial, the numbers across the screen. And, you don't have to go through it alone. But you got to want to change. Just got to want to change. Don't have to change, but you got to want to. And if you have at least that, to look at yourself and say, I need to change, call me. We'll help you do that. Anyways, have a good night, guys. Thanks.